Hello everyone, so welcome to the April 2017 MFT haul / review video. These are all the products they sent me, and as always you guys like seeing my little haul videos showing everything, and then I always have links to all of it at My Favorite Things as well as Simon Says Stamp. And then Scrap and Stamp in Canada as well carries them. They just usually get the release a slight bit later. So I will include links to everything. It's easier to see it all on my blog. Sometimes I can't even fit them all in the description box below the video. So yeah, huge release. So many cute things. So I'm just going to start jumping right into it. So first off, I have the Tweet Wishes stamp set. There's also the coordinating die set. So cuts out all of these images. I think this is just cute. It's just cute. So all your fun little birds and owls, and then there's a fun little flower, a couple leaves, a fun little tree. I like that they've got like, you know, one chevron, polka dots, different little patterns on them. I think that's cute. And then the sentiments, I'm always here for you. We make a tweet team, hoot hoot hooray. I think that's cute. I look up to you. You're so wise. Tweet wishes. That's such a fun little set. So there's that one. And then right next on the pile is the new Birdie Brown. There was not a Birdie Brown set last month. People were asking about that. They just took a month off, so they're back at it this month. Of course, I love all things Birdie Brown, so this is Up in the Air. Absolutely adorable. So we've got the hot air balloon, the coordinating die set, which I love that it cuts out the balloon, and then it includes the centerpiece, so it will cut that all out too. Which not only cuts it out, but that makes it easier too, because you can insert all your little characters that can either be sitting here on the balloon or you can even put them on top. I think that's so cute. So yeah, you've got your hot air balloon, and then there's two smaller ones which you can use, you know, for your background. You got some clouds, some little trees. I love that everything's sized like that too. You've got your little houses, some trees, etc. So you can create your own little scene, and there's actually a good die set for that too. I'll get to that in a minute. And then there's even banners that you can suspend from the balloon, and then you've got all your little characters. And then sentiments, we've got happy birthday, miss you, together we can soar, you're growing up, up, up. I like that one. Love is in the air, you're going places. So yeah, great set. So there's that, and then the die set that I was referring to is this one. This is the Spring Scene Builder. So this is new. I don't think they've done anything like this that I can recall offhand. So you've got all these different dies that you can use to create an entire scene on your cards. And everything is sized to work on that. So they've already got samples showing it, but you can die cut all these different pieces to create your like ground. There's some grass here, you can use a river or a road, there's a fence die, and images for trees, bushes, etc. So really cool, and it's all meant to work together, so it'll create a scene into the background of your cards. So you could use that to create your background, have your hot air balloons floating if you wanted, or use just this. Like, I think it's a neat concept, and just the shaping of everything and the way it's sized to come from the background to the foreground, etc. is really cool. So that is the new Spring Scene Builder Die-namics, and it comes on its own magnetic sheet, which just makes life a little easier when there's, you know, a bunch of little dies. So there's that, and then there's the new Four-Legged Friends stamp set, so for everyone that loves the puppies. And then there's the coordinating die set as well to cut out the images. So you got 4 different styles of puppy dogs, and then a whole bunch of sentiments. So I rough you, yappy birthday, you lucky dog, you were possum, sorry you had a rough day, love is a 4-legged word, pause and enjoy the moment, just for you, I'm itching to see you, you are one of my favorite humans. That's so cute. So yeah, I love when there's like a good mix of sentiments and they're just meant to kind of coordinate. And of course you guys know I like the punny sentiments. So speaking of, this is Springtime Critters, so more punny sentiments. You got your little toad and a bunny and a turtle, a couple birdies, couple butterflies, and coordinating die set to cut out all these images. So you are totally awesome. I'm chirping happy for you. Friends like you make the world beautiful. You're my best friend. You always bring a smile to my face. So this is a good one too, other than the totally and like I'm chirping happy for you. These are all just basic sentiments. I know some people don't care for the punny ones, but I just think they add that little extra something, you know? So there's that one. And then there's the new Pure Innocence characters. This is the Fresh Squeezed. So it comes, or not comes with, you can get the coordinating die to die cut your image, and she's got her little glass of lemonade. You're the sugar in my lemonade. I could just squeeze you. Have a lovely day. Her dress would be so much fun. You could paper piece this, like the coloring or just paper piecing I think would look really cute. Just the way it's, yeah, the way it's drawn I think is fun. So that's the first thing I think of. That would be fun. So there's that. And then we have the Springtime Blooms, which I think goes really nicely with Springtime Critters. You could totally combine these sets. So you got a little frog and bunny, and they could be holding some of the flowers or just positioned with some of the flowers. Like you can just tell they're the same style and the sentiments as well. So you could definitely, in fact, all of these ones, you could definitely mix and match. That's the fun thing too. I like when they do stuff like this. When the fonts are similar and the style is similar, so then you can kind of mix and match and use the characters together, etc. So this is Springtime Blooms. You're a whole lot of lovely. You are totally awesome. Make today beautiful. A little hello. I just miss you. And all these fun little flowers that you can color. And then coordinating dynamics set to cut out all of these images. So that one. And then this was from the card kit release 6 weeks ago. This was the Beautiful Butterflies card kit, which I did a video of already. And then the card kit sold out, but now you can get everything individually. So the Beautiful Butterflies stamp set, that's absolutely gorgeous. It's kind of a different sort of set. You got your solid image, and then the second layer, which can be stamped to kind of create almost like a watercolory sort of a look. And then the outline image, even though it's not, it gives detail, but it's not a full outline, which I really like. So yeah, you got all your different size butterflies, and then the sheet already has everything outlined so you know which images layer with what to make life easier. I love that companies do this now. It makes things so much easier. Coordinating die set to cut out all the butterflies, but these also work really nicely on their own. So there's that one. And then there's the You Give Me Butterflies stamp set. So it goes well with this, but then you can also use it with other things. So hello, you make my heart flutter. You give me butterflies, I adore you. Sending best wishes your way with all my love. You are so special, thank you. Have a beautiful day. So really, other than you giving me butterflies, these all work so nicely. But you could even use that with this set and those butterflies. So always options with these. And then another fun set. This is Cuddly Koalas. So cute. So all your koalas and a cute little tree and a whole bunch more sentiments. Like sentiments a lot this month. I love it. Hang in there. Thanks, mate. I'd climb the highest branch for you. Welcome, little one. You give the best hugs. You're a quality friend. Let's cuddle like koalas. I want to squeeze you tight. I love eucalyptus. Let's have some quality time. Sending the biggest hug your way. That's cute. So yeah, and then the coordinating die set to die cut everything. I love that one with the little baby on the back. Oh, that's so cute. And that one, oh, that's so adorable. That's that. And then we've got the sentiment label strip dynamics. So really fun. Really, you could use more than just sentiments. This is big enough that depending on the size of your image, you can use that for an image as well. So it cuts the right size for like a 4 1/4, like to go across that way. And then you've got your stitching on either side. So that is a great die. That was one of the previous free with 60, so now it's available separately. And then they released the Well-Connected Numbers set. So just this tiny little set. This coordinates with the previously released Well-Connected Alphabet set, which is really cool. This set, all these were designed so that when you stamp them, it looks like all one word, which is really neat. I still haven't used this set. But it's a great set. So now they have numbers as well that, you know, coordinate. So you could like stamp someone's name or like their last name and then use that if it's like an anniversary or special occasion, a year, whatever. So this would be a great way to personalize, you know, birthday cards. Personalize it with their name, happy birthday, so-and-so. Use the numbers, you know, for their 10th birthday, etc., etc. I think that's really cool. So yeah, numbers don't get enough pizzazz or whatever recognition with stamps, but for personalizing and those sorts of things, it just gives it that extra little something. So this is just a little set. I highly recommend it. So there's that. Anyway, so now there is all of these awesome word window style dynamics. So we have the stitched oval word windows, which is this month's free with 60. When you order from My Favorite Things, if you order $60 or more, you get the free with 60 dynamic set for free. So that will be this one. So it cuts your oval as well as a stitch line around it. Tons of the sentiments this month fit within these, which is awesome. And then there's the oval word window frames, which is kind of dual purpose. You get the frame as well as you get that interior oval piece. So you could do 2 different colors of cardstock, or you could just stamp a sentiment and then adhere the frame over it to highlight it, which is really cool. So you got that. And then there's the stitched rectangle word windows. So this just cuts a rectangle with stitching around it. So you could cut that from your card, have the stitching around the window, and then like layer it up and have your sentiment stamped, you know, inside or on another layer, etc. So again, matches with tons of their sentiments. And then this one's really cool. This is the interactive oval word windows. And this one cuts the oval where you can have a sentiment, but right here it embosses, it doesn't cut. So these can all be folded up. So you've got little windows that people can fold up when they get the card, and it'll have, you can have your little sentiment stamped inside. I think that's fun. So you can do them really any way you want. So it just gives you kind of something a little extra to add that fun little interactive element to your cards. So there's that. And then we have the stitched dome stacks dies, as well as the stitched dome frames. So these are cool because they're kind of a different shape instead of our basic square, rectangle, oval, circle. So we've got the domes. So the stacks, you've got your cut line and a stitch line on all of them. All of MFT stack dynamics come individually like this. They're not connected, so you don't have to sit and cut all of these apart. It's already done for you, so you don't have to cut any tabs. They come on their own magnetic sheet. You get a ton, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 in this size. So a great way to add a fun element or window to your cards. And then the frames are awesome because they can layer over these. They're about the same, or are they the same size? They're about the same size as the largest, and then on the way down. So you can layer these, you know, cut an element, layer this over it just for a fun frame, but you can also use these for shakers, which is really fun. So you could just about make like almost like a snow globe shaker style with some of these. That would be cool. So these are the new stacks and frame dies from MFT. And then last on the dies is the Blueprints 32. Really fun Blueprints set. So you've got a rectangle frame as well as a couple of really narrow rectangle elements that you can use just for layers, or you can use these to stamp like really narrow sentiments on. And then there's this cool frame with a stitch element on the inside, and then you've got some hearts, some cool little like chevron-y pieces, some tabs, etc. So like all their blueprints, they always have a download file that has 4 pre-made layouts just to give you ideas of how to use all these elements. So with all of their blueprints, now yeah, we're up to 32. They have layouts for like 4 layouts for every single one. So tons of options. And then last but not least is the diagonal design background stamp. This one's really cool. I always think of a maze every time I look at this one. I think it's fun. So yeah, very graphic, very fun background stamp. And then yeah, there's a few other things. There's 2 new packs of pattern papers. So I will have links to the things I didn't receive in the description box as well as on my blog. And then, like I said, they have the free with 60. For those not aware, there is also, if you order $75 or more, you get free shipping in the US. And they discount international shipping when you hit that. Plus, there's also the shop to save discount. So when you order over a certain dollar amount, it's 100 or 150, you get a percentage off. And then the higher you order, the bigger the percentage. So I will have that linked with everything else. So this was a very long video, tons of great stuff. I can't wait to get making cards and projects with all of these goodies. So thank you all so much for watching, subscribing, thumbs upping, and commenting on my videos. I will see you all very soon in the next one. Bye.